talk a little bit about the subject of protection. I know that a lot of you know my views on protection and what I think about the concept, and especially my sort of frustration with when you read anything about empaths, usually it's just how to take care of yourself, how to protect yourself, how to not be so sensitive. So I shouldn't say all, but a lot of the information out there is very much I think almost has a negative bent towards empaths, or makes it seem as if being empathic is somehow a weakness or a sensitivity that has to be protected. And I understand why people have this view, because I understand that when you're ultra sensitive, you can pick up energies and things that you don't necessarily want to pick up on. But how I have come to understand it, and really how I've been empowered in my empathic abilities, which is why I call this group Empowering Empathic Abilities, is that it is actually, the fact that we're sensitive is actually our strength. And that as soon as you tell yourself that you have to be protected from something, you are simultaneously creating that which you need to be protected from. And you're also sort of saying that you live in a world where you can be at any moment sort of attacked by energies. And I think that is a real paradigm that people live in, but I don't actually think that's the paradigm you have to live in, and I don't think it has to be true at all. And I'm saying this from someone who has come from being extremely sensitive and feeling like I needed to protect myself, and then understanding that really my emotional body, anything that I pick up, anything, whether you're empathic or not, anything that you pick up, you have to be a vibrational match to in some way, shape, or form. And so I think rather than protecting yourself, the most important thing that you can do as an empath is heal your emotional body. And any of you who've taken my classes know that I harp on this probably more than anything else, is that healing is the most important thing. And really understanding where your negative imprints are, because you can be indirectly a match to something. A lot of times you're the inverse of something. So an empath will be a match to a narcissist. Someone who's incredibly sensitive, empaths will also often be a match to people who are abusive. And it's because at some level the vibration is the same. The person who's abusive feels like they don't have control and they don't feel safe, so their way of dealing with it is overpowering. And an empath doesn't feel like they have control, and they don't feel like they're safe, and their way of dealing with it is feeling like they need to fix the external world around them rather than themselves. So this is why this is sort of my issue with the whole protect yourself as an empath. And even when I hear the words protection, I immediately kind of have a reaction, because I don't actually think you need to protect yourself. I think you need to heal, and I think you need to be aware. And then I think it's important to open up your sensitivities and allow the world to embrace you, because I don't want to live in a world, I don't think any of us really want to live in a world where we have to be protected, where that there's something against us. I think we want to live in a world where we know we're embraced and loved by the universe, and every single thing that happens in this universe is for our learning and for our greatest good. And we can only be a match to something negative by unhealed negative vibrations within us. And that doesn't mean we're bad or wrong or failing. And that doesn't excuse abuse or anything like that. And I'm saying this as someone who has come from being pretty severely abused in my childhood. So I'm not at all saying that it's okay to be abused, and that in that sense, especially when we're young, that we don't need protection. And I think that's all real. But what I'm saying is to be empowered and to really embrace your gifts as an empath, I think the most important thing is to be healed and to be empowered, not to be protected. If you remain in a state where you always have to be protected, you never get empowered. Another thing that I think, I think I'm going to interview my friend Teal. I know a lot of you know Teal Swan and are familiar with her videos. She's a friend of mine here in Utah, and I was with her last week for coffee, and we were just talking about this exact subject. And it was really interesting to me because she said the same thing about being empathic. She said it drives me crazy how most people, when they talk about empaths, say they need to be protected and talk about it like it's a weakness. And this is something I've been saying for a really long time. And she said something really interesting. She said when she was young, her parents took her to China. And she's talked about this publicly before, the fact that she went to China to study energy work. And she worked with some energy healers, but her mom was basically said to her that, or said to the I guess energy master that she was working with, like, how do we fix this? How do we fix that she's so sensitive? How do we turn off these abilities? As if, again, there's something wrong with her, as if it's a malfunction. And the energy worker said, it's the absolute opposite. You need to teach her to open up to everyone, to breathe in other people's energy, and to basically transmute it and move it through her body. And that was a really interesting concept because I've never quite heard it in that way, the idea of breathing in other people's energy, which we're actually doing all the time anyway. So to try to turn that off, if you're saying, no, wait, I can't breathe in your energy, first of all, you're saying there's a difference and a separation between the two of us, and you're creating a wall and a barrier, and you're also creating more separation, and therefore more separation from yourself, because you were a match to the people around you. So if you're picking up their energy and then shutting it off and putting up a wall of protection, you're also simultaneously separating yourself from yourself. You're separating you from your wounds, from your shadows, from the things that want to be integrated and healed in your life. And so I just thought it'd be something really important to talk about, because I know some people have posted stuff about being protected, and I'm not saying those things are wrong or they're not good, because there is good information. And I think, you know, people who use a white light around them, and I used to do that a lot when I was first really realizing what was going on, and it did help. And I think the reason it helps is because you're focusing on the white light, you're focusing on the idea of being safe. But it also really, for me, eventually got to the point where I hated going out anywhere because I felt like I had to protect myself. I felt like I had to put all these white lights around me. I felt like I get to feel like this big ordeal to go out. And again, I was approaching the world as if it was against me or if it could hurt me. And I don't want to live in a world like that. I don't want to live in a paradigm like that. And the paradigm that we live in is the one we believe in. So you have every right to believe that, and it is real. That is a real paradigm to live in, but it doesn't have to be your paradigm. It doesn't have to be the way you live. So I just wanted to put that out there and just see what you guys think about that concept of actually breathing in people's energy and welcoming people's energy, because it's welcoming an aspect of you, and it's welcoming an aspect of your healing and your growth, and it's also empowering you more, because everybody has something for you to learn, and everybody's energy that you pick up has something for you to either heal or integrate. So let me know what you think about that. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm starting to really post videos at least once a week. I'm going to try to do twice a week. My ideal was to do Tuesdays and Thursdays posting videos. So we'll see how that goes. And then like I've said, my Empowering Empathic Abilities class, just the online class that's $22 that you sign up for and just get a link, and it has all the videos and all the assignments and stuff. That is going to be coming out by October 1st. Excuse me, by the beginning of October. And then I'll start releasing my other class as well. I'm doing the empathic shapeshifting class, and there's some other ones coming up, like emotional healing and things like that. And so they'll all just be a direct link. I will still always have this group. Well, I shouldn't say always. I don't know how long I'll have this group, but for now, it's going to still be a group, and anyone can join, and I'll still be posting videos and still be interacting with you all. And of course, this is all free. So I hope you're doing well, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this. All right, ciao.